What is up, you guys? My name is Michael, here talking for Electric Invest, and welcome to the middle of the week. And what a week we have had already. Tesla ended up dropping yesterday over 5.26%, but it ended up recovering a little bit. And today's video is going to be about certain news that I believe have something to do with it. First and foremost, I'm going to touch up on the Tesla's Israel ramp up. I'm also going to talk about an update of the 4680 battery, as well as a new credit that Tesla now has access to that is definitely going to have an impact on how many people are going to buy Teslas thanks to the Biden administration. If you enjoyed this information and you find it helpful for you, consider subscribing to Electric Invest and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next video on Tesla. Let's get right into it, guys. So the first major news that I want to talk about, just straightforward, no gimmicks, no fluff, is the major massive news that Tesla just sold out its first quarter of 2021 orders in Israel. As you guys already know, Tesla is expanding throughout the world. We heard Tesla expanding into India. We also saw how Tesla has been massively dominating in China. And even though Tesla doesn't have a factory in Israel, they recently started taking orders for Israel, and literally within record time, Tesla sold out its first quarter estimates that they had for Israel, which just shows that Tesla continues to have tremendous demand, way higher than the production side. But let's get a little bit more about the details about what's actually happening here. Tesla just received a license to import its cars in Israel, which made it possible to open an order configurator. So according to Israel law, in addition to obtain a general import license, the company must also obtain additional import permits for each model. At the moment, Tesla is forced to update its car software as the original car alarms do not meet local noise standards. So I found that pretty interesting because I wasn't aware that some countries have different standards for their alarms. But it is no biggie. As of the moment, Tesla is on talks with the Ministry of Transportation about this issue, and we're going to be hearing a little bit more information about this in the coming days, hopefully. They also go on saying that all orders accepted today will not be completed until June 2021, and the updated Model X and S are not going to be delivered until November in Israel. And we had a lot of bears still saying that Tesla does not have enough demand. People like Gordon Johnson, who literally has no stars and no credibility, literally saying that Tesla is one of those companies that now that they're buying Bitcoin, it just literally showing that they don't know what they're doing. But I digress. Some people just never learned, and there's a reason why he has literally no stars. But moving along, the second thing that I want to talk about is the news that now Gigaberlin has the go-ahead starting its new 4680 battery cell plant with a small portion of its funding already approved. Now we know that other companies like CATL have large-scale battery manufacturing projects in Germany already, but this is in no way no match to the 4680 battery. During the 2020 European Battery Conference in November of last year, Elon Musk ended up explaining that it will be the largest battery cell plant in the world. He goes on saying also, quote, it would be capable of 100 gigawatt hours per year of production and then possibly over 200 to 250. Now I do want to say that there is no set timeline as of yet for the 4680 battery because this deals with how quickly Tesla can get the suppliers ready for the Gigaberlin factory. But we still have yet to find out about a deal that Tesla is doing with Indonesia to be able to get the nickel, and nickel is a tremendously important element for the 4680 battery, specifically because it doesn't use cobalt, which is a very controversial element that used to bring a lot of issues to Tesla, but that's why the 4680 battery needs to be supplied by some other major nickel provider, and that is something that we're still finding out right now. But as most of you guys already know, Tesla has already been building the 4680 battery in its factory in California. It's already been happening for quite some time now, so part of that is just to make sure that they have a good batch of them for the first wave of the Semi that is potentially going to come this year, and the Cybertruck, which is definitely going to be coming next year in early 2022. We already know that the well-anticipated $25,000 Tesla, aka the Tesla Model 2, is going to potentially be having a smaller battery pack, but it is also tied up to the 4680 battery. The 4680 battery is what's going to allow even the Model S, you know, with a new refresh, to having the over 500-mile range, as well as the Roadster with over 600-mile range. And I want to move along right now with a huge news, and it's about the new tax credit that Tesla has finally access to, that used to be available before the previous administration, but was reinstated with a new updated plan. So this would grant access access to $7,000 tax credit on 400,000 more electric cars in the US. So the way that this tax credit used to work before is that it used to offer $7,500 for each automaker up to 200,000 deliveries. But as you guys already know, Tesla wasn't qualified because they passed the threshold of 500,000 deliveries last year, give or take. And the thing about it is that now it has been reformed so that way it can go all the way up to 600,000 vehicles, which is tremendously great news because now Tesla would actually work. So I'm pulling this up from an article from Electrek in which they end up providing a piece of this reform. The provision expands the qualified plug-in electric drive motor vehicle credit under Section 30D to apply a new transition period for vehicle sales and manufacturers between 200,000 and 600,000 electric EVs, under which credit it is reduced by $500. The provision replaces the current phase-out period, which begins at $200,000. So it no longer needs to be $200,000, with a phase-out period that instead begins during the second calendar quarter after 600,000 vehicle threshold is reached. So Tesla can sell up to 600,000 vehicles and be able to still have the over $7,000 credit for every single new person buying a Tesla. So after 600,000 vehicles that Tesla does, if Tesla does reach 700, 800, or a million vehicles in 2021, new customers buying new Teslas will still be able to have access to half of this credit, or about $3,500. So this is going to be a tremendously great opportunity for a lot of people buying Teslas, as well as other EV companies in the United States. And it just goes to show the anticipation of a better EV-friendly government here with the Biden administration that we have been waiting for. The next news I want to talk about is also that Tesla's advanced Autopilot FSD features have found a home in Germany. That's right. Germany has allowed level 4 autonomy to fully become a reality, and it was essentially passed by the federal cabinet on Wednesday. And it was noted that the law would put Germany at the forefront of countries embracing the autonomous driving. One of the reasons why this is such a big deal is because in Europe it has been very difficult for Tesla to be able to properly test its driver assist software, you know, the Autopilot and full self-driving. Tesla will have a tremendously much easier time to be able to deploy their full self-driving capabilities. As you guys already know, the full self-driving capabilities depend tremendously on the data from the driver, but also the conditions of driving. So it does have a little bit to do with the area. We already know that because in China, customers have said that the full self-driving software is not as good as it is in the United States. And that has more to do because Tesla hasn't had the chance or enough volume of customers to be able to test out the full self-driving software in China as much as we have tested it over here in the United States. But now with this news that Germany is allowing it to happen, Tesla is going to be in a prime position to be able to ramp up the data to continue to refine the software for the European market. And the Federal Transportation Minister, Andreas Scheuer, ended up saying on an article here from Tesla Rari, explaining that, in quote, "We now want autonomous cars and buses to bring passengers to their destinations and then park themselves in the parking garage. It's not just convenient, it's safe. 9 out of 10 accidents happen because of people making mistakes, mostly because they are distracted. In contrast, self-driving cars are controlled by a computer. He doesn't get distracted and gets tired." So this is one of the major reasons why autonomous driving is becoming a thing with EVs. Your Tesla, you're not going to have your Tesla get bored on you. As long as the hardware and the software are working correctly, it will be magnitudes better than a human being, because like he said, humans do get distracted. And as you guys already know from the earnings call, Elon ended up explaining that Tesla's growth is tied up to their capacity of producing and acquiring batteries. Morgan Stanley upgraded its price target to $880 a share, and they're still holding it at $880 a share. But as many of you guys already know, the highest price on the Wall Street is $1,200 a share, with another one being as high as $1,293 a share, if I believe correctly. But these prices are into 12 months in the future. They depend on mostly on Tesla being able to grow over 50% in 2021. We believe Tesla is going to do so because we already know that Tesla was able to do basically 500,000 vehicles in 1 year. We already have capacity in China surpassing 250,000 vehicles, and we also have Gigaberlin ramping up and Giga Texas. So I cannot stress this enough. Tesla growing over 50% capacity just on the vehicle section is very likely. We also have new ramp up on the solar. Again, it's just so many great things happening with Tesla, and I wanted to cover this new news today. I didn't want to make it too flashy because I didn't have enough time to edit these videos too much. I just wanted to be straightforward to the point here, guys, bring you a little bit of value, just straightforward as buying opportunities. And I would like to know about your thoughts about this news, and if there's anything else that I missed today. Let me know also if you guys want me to cover other EV stocks. I also ended up opening a position on another EV stock. If you want me to talk about that, I'll let you guys know. But with that being said, thank you so much for spending the time with me. If you watched this long, I appreciate you. If you like this video, give it a like. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to Electric Invest, and also follow me on Twitter if you guys want to ask me a few questions about my portfolio or just some personal stuff. I've had a couple of people already DM me, and I was able to respond to them very, very quickly because it was more privately over there on Twitter. So you guys can follow me on Twitter at electric_invest. With that being said, guys, I'll see you guys on the next video. Have a wonderful rest of your week.